everybody? It's Chef Jay, and I'm here with one of my new friends.
New friend.
New friends, but I've been seeing her stuff for years. She's a dope. Let me stop before I get into all the details about it because I want to be able to tell what she does. But I'm here with Rochanda Cunningham. What's up?
Thank you for having me, Chef Jay. Food is amazing. Vibe is incredible. Love it. We love new connections.
That's dope. And it's, a lot of things in life are always about connection. All right, so I want her to tell a little bit about herself. First of all, let's talk about your brand. Tell us what you do, because you do a lot of stuff. You do a lot. You be all over. You're international. So let's tell who is Rochanda and what is your brand? Let's talk about that.
So I'm Rochanda Cunningham. I've been doing makeup for over 20 years now. I started as a pageant girl.
Wow.
That's how I met Daria, or through that vein. We were both Hal Jackson's Talented Teens. I competed 3 times and finally I won, and so it was through that experience that I had to learn how to do makeup. I used to have to make appearances, and sometimes, you know, those on the staff, they couldn't always do my makeup, so I had to learn how to do certain things, and it was trial and error. There were days and my eyeliner was jacked up, my eyeshadow was not always right, but I was trying and I stuck at it, and here we are 20 years later.
So
and at the time I was about 14.
You went from looking creative to creating new faces.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, so we know that's how you got started with the makeup. So I know you're a dope makeup artist, but let's talk about your brand. It's not new, but your relaunch. Let's talk about that.
So as artists, a lot of times we get super comfortable.
Yes.
We get super complacent. You feel like, and even though I have not even reached or scratched the surface of what I intended to be or what I hope to be, I got really comfortable lately, and so I was just like, you know what? I got to rebrand. I got to do something to kind of shake things up. I need to do something to kind of bring back that passion. And not that I ever lost it, but now this is becoming my new baby all over again.
Yeah.
And so I took, I've been going for years by Beautifully Made Row. It's tattooed on me. You know, it just was always my little hashtag, my little, you know, line. And so I took Beautifully Made Row. We turned it into BMR Beauty. Okay. And so.
That's dope. All right, so you said rebranding. So what are the things that you're doing right now to rebrand BMR?
So for me, the rebranding piece is going to be about the official launch website, the website launch, I'm sorry. You're going to be able to book me online now, so it's no longer going to be texting me, calling me, hitting me in my DM. Yeah, I'm going to be bookable online. If you love me, you love my service, you've been a client for so long, I've been able to gain artists or gain clientele from my artistry through just word of mouth. But now I want to take it to another level. It's time to level up.
That's true. And so get into one of our first topics, quality. All right. So yeah, we've had this conversation a couple times. As entrepreneurs, how do you feel quality of your product or your service plays a role in what we present to our audience?
It's a major role. You always want to be professional. You always want to give your best. You show up on time, you're late. Yeah. You know, so it's just quality for me is everything, because it's just like anything else in life. You want quality over quantity. We have it's an oversaturated market at this point. We know plenty of people who are doing makeup. We know plenty of people who cook. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what's differentiating me from the next one? What's differentiating me is the fact that I'm giving you service that the next one can't. I'm giving you skill that the next one might not have, and that doesn't mean that I'm better or they're better than me. It just means that at the end of the day, everybody's not presenting the same thing. That's true. You know?
You know, and I had made a comment some time ago that there's 1 billion people in this world. There's enough for everybody to eat. But at the same time, too, is what's going to set me apart from you and myself. And I know what I had to really go with is I used to look at people who had like a lot of different followers on social media, but I'm like, yo, they must be really, really booked all the time. But then I realized that social media doesn't mean everything. But the thing about it is, though, you want to be able to say that when people come to your event, besides looking at this catering company, this makeup artist, how do I stand apart? Because standing apart through integrity, through quality, through your service, it really brings people to the point where the people want to feel special. Right. And what we do is we provide that whole experience for people, that when they come, when you beat their face, you know, when I feel their stomach, you know, it's a memory that they have, because a lot of people get their makeup done for several events that they'll never forget. Right. You know, so what we do is a big part of it. It's just bigger than just us servicing you for 30 minutes to 2 hours. You know,
it's a lifetime, like you said. And just to feedback off, to play back off of what you're saying, it's definitely an experience. I am, I'm into everything, and it's a one-on-one experience. I'm talking to you. Just because you pay for my services doesn't mean that at the end of the day it's not going to be personable. We're not going to go above and beyond. I'm going to especially go above and beyond because you paid me, but because I want you to remember me, and because I'm a part of every momentous occasion. It's all the more personal to me. If I'm doing your makeup for your wedding, it's like I'm honored. And some people don't take it like that. It's like, well, this is just another gig. No, it's not just another gig. I'm honored.
Yeah, it's a privilege that out of all the makeup artists, out of all the chefs, that you chose me for your date. And I think too, as entrepreneurs, like. Especially when somebody want to pay your price without complaining, like, let me hook whatever you want, I got you.
Whatever you need, I got you.
But it's just like when someone takes the opportunity to say, hey, I love your work, I would love to use for my event. It's a blessing because it's like, people are starting to see the gift of God in you, because our gift is always for another reason. It's not just about working. It's about really glorifying God and showing other people who He is through our gift.
Because some people not to cut you off, some people have the misconception that ministry is just in the church.
It's not.
Or ministry is just you dictating or reciting back the word of God. I can give you ministry about beauty. I can give you ministry through the strokes of my brushes. So, ministry is
and preaching.
Hello? It's outside of the four walls of the church, and what your calling has nothing to do with just you standing behind the pulpit.
And that's the part that it's crazy, because when years ago my spiritual grandmother passed away, she always said, you're called to do ministry work. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. But then when I got older, she started seeing me really flourish in food. Before she passed, she said, this is your ministry. So whenever we do, the Bible talks about, and I'm not trying to make it a churchy conversation, whatever you do it as a service unto God. Right. Because you never know who's being edified. What we do edifies people, and not just on a physical level, but it's a mental, a spiritual thing, because sometimes, you make people feel beautiful when they don't always feel beautiful. Right. People have scars because they might have been called ugly. They call it this, they call it names, but then it's like when you come on board, you give a whole nother aspect to life for some people. And that's why it's so important that when you really start to find out your gift and purpose, to really think about, why do I have this gift? It's not about me. It's so much bigger than me. Right. So
that's something that I always say. My like you said, as you grow in your passion and you grow in what it is that you feel your ministry is. For me, I'm realizing that I'm changing lives through the strokes of my brushes. I'm rebuilding esteem.
That's a tagline.
Seriously, and it's crazy, because you get people who cry when they get up, and after they finish cooking, if they had you finish cooking for them and they had an amazing experience. It's like, oh my God, I really enjoyed myself. It's the same thing. It's like I finished doing their makeup and they're like, oh my God. And sometimes it catches you off guard as an artist.
You're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, you're
I'm just coming to do some work.
Yeah, so it's always like, oh my goodness, I'm happy you're happy, and I'm happy that you had this experience. And then obviously the best way to really compliment what we do is to tell your friends. And so I've been able to build my business all through still working a full-time job and everything like that, but I've been able to build my business and my brand all the more through word of mouth. And so it's just everything when you're able to give that quality service to someone and they turn around and they tell their family and friends.
It's cool. And then before I go into the other topic, I want to kind of I think something else flows with this. When it comes to your brand, a lot of times too, you can be the dopest person in the world at what you do, but you have to be humble. You got to give an attitude check, because it's always confidence versus being conceited.
Absolutely.
So like, what's your take on confidence versus being conceited with your gift? Because we both Leos, so Leos, we got a little cockiness to us. We got a little cockiness to us.
We know when we walk into the room, it's like, hello, I'm here. The party can begin. But down through the years, I think I've always. So the crazy part is that I think that people don't realize that we're shy. We have our moments of shyness, and we have our moments of where we need reassurance.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like, even though I feel like I know I killed the game, in the back of my mind, I'm being anal about what I did.
That's true.
I'm rethinking what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, should I do this a different way? And if it's not broke, don't fix it, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, I gotta outdo what I did the last time. So for me, if the difference between confidence and being cocky, or confidence and being conceited rather, is that I'm confident in knowing that what I bring to the table, nobody else can. And but so on the flip side, I'm not conceited because I'm still teachable. Yeah, I sit with my peers. So I talk to so many different people. I had a one-on-one session not too long ago with one of my good friends who I used to work with at Mac, and it took nothing from me and my artistry because I called her up and was like, "Yo, your wing liner." Crazy killer sharp. I need to learn it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's the difference. If I'm still, you're confident, but if you're still teachable, then you're not conceited.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's kind of a good point you bring up too about being teachable. A lot of times we go through life because we're so used to doing what we do, and that's why when you said something about how you had to, you were comfortable. A lot of times we get comfortable, and it's so easy to get comfortable because you're doing the same thing day in and day out. But a lot of times too, it's good to challenge yourself, and being teachable helps you really challenge yourself because a lot of times too, one of my students said, Chef, I'll be better than you one day. I said, no, you're not. And the reason why I said that, he was like, oh, what do you mean by that? You being conceited? I said, no. I said, because I have never seen you pick up a book to study. I said, one thing about me, I'm reading books. I'm always watching YouTube videos. If you really say you're passionate about this, when's the last time you picked up a book or Googled something about your trade?
Right.
And what goes on hand in hand with like learning is research. Right. Just like you went to your friend and you said, that wing line, I don't know what that meant, but all I heard was chicken wings. No.
The wing aligner, she's the beast. She's a beast at it, and she's always been the beast, and that's never been one of my strong suits. Where I kill eyebrows. Her eyebrow game is not like mine, but that doesn't take away from who she is as an artist. Because guess what? She's still booked and busy, and so am I. But being teachable is the thin line between confident and conceited.
And that's true. And because I know you've been researching this product, and because you've been talking about this for a couple of days. How important is research to what you do now?
So the thing is that while we're doing a relaunch for BMR Beauty, I'm now getting into doing things that I never did before, going back to being complacent. I'm stretching my artistry beyond just beauty and Instagram-y type of makeup to now things that are more editorial, things that are more, fashion week worthy and things like that. So, and having said that, I can't sit around and just be like, hey, listen, I'm comfortable. I'm only a beauty makeup artist. That's all I can do. No, it's time to stretch the limit, because if I don't stretch the limit, I won't reach any other audience than the ones I've been getting.
And that's true. Like, I like that you do the makeup of the day or look of the day. Yeah. And that's creative. But you know what though? And this is the reason why I really like the aspect of social media. Artistry is very different now. It's not just about, I can cook. People want to really kind of see who you are as an artist. So, for us, like, sometimes, we like people, but then again, sometimes we don't like people.
Don't like people.
So it's like when it comes to social media,
very
it's
funny. Like, hey, how are you? We're very cordial, very personable. Yeah. But then on the back line, it's like, the vibe, I don't really know. So, we can't go everywhere. We can't do everything. And I think that most people, like you said, I don't want to make it churchy, but I think we hold a different level of discernment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. And another part about that too is you have to discern the situation, because even too in the biblical sense, we'll take it that way. Jesus was around people, but he wasn't always with people. So, and like, because we always got to think about, that's our example. Anyone, just any point about it is just thinking about it too. If you look at your favorite celebrity, one person who I love is Beyonce, because Beyonce has an Instagram page. She don't put no hashtags. She just put a picture up there. Like, people know her, but they don't know her. They know what she does.
They don't know
her life is personal.
Jay-Z. They don't know how many times he cheated. They don't know how many times she cheated. We don't even know what the twins look like fully yet. It's crazy. I'm like,
but you have
I'm their godmother, and I don't have a picture.
But you have to know really who's in your circle.
Absolutely.
Because you have people. She made a good. I'm gonna let you say your surveillance part. I ain't gonna steal it.
She gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Look, I got Tash line.
we had a conversation. We was pre-talking about this conversation, and you said
there's a difference between surveillance and support. Yeah. Some people are just gonna watch, and they're not liking, they're not commenting, they're not encouraging, they're just watching. Because especially in an oversaturated market like myself, I don't want to say that cooking is an oversaturated market.
No, it is. Everybody.
It is, I'm sure. But if you can't, like, they tear you up about some food. Like, I could get away with a jack up wing liner. You know what I'm saying? But it's like some people are gonna watch what you do, and they won't encourage you. They won't comment. They won't say anything to just be of support. But then you have people that are supporting. You have people that are. I have not asked anybody to post my flyer. Because in my mind, if you want to, you'll do it. If you got love for me, you'll do it. If you support me, you'll just do it. I don't have to ask. I shouldn't have to ask anybody to do anything. But then you have the people that will show up at your events. They'll buy the ticket and they just want to come because they having an event too, or it's on that. Yeah, they're sizing what you're doing up to what they plan on doing to see. Hey, I saw Rochanda, Josh did that. Now maybe I got to go to the next level. But what I have, you can never possess.
And I think too, the difference between that two is, you can use things to motivate you, but don't do it to be competitive. Because yes, business is a competitive business, but at the end of the day too is when you have a gift, your gift will always make room for you. Always. You don't have to really fight for position when it's just like all you do is if you keep working hard, you'll make the connections. Right. If you work hard and you really start to have a pleasant attitude, people will start just really kind of attracting to you. Yeah. Because they see the difference in you. Right. You know, a lot of businesses I support because of who the person is. Sometimes the price not all that. Right. But just being personable and knowing how to be humble, it just really makes it, I want to support this person just because. Right. You know, and I think too, going back to being teachable, when it comes to your product, you know, I think because it's our baby, sometimes we can get a little defensive. You know, when somebody say, oh, this could somebody came and they said something. Now I know everybody liked this dish, but somebody made a comment about it. You know, it's like, it was this. Everybody like it though. Right. Like that's my top selling dish. It's the one that everybody likes. No, I get it. But what it does is it teaches you that one, you can make everybody happy, but two, sometimes you have to alter what you do to really gear to someone else because it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. And it doesn't mean that your stuff is not good enough or that they're being difficult. Sometimes it means that you have to learn how to really gear towards them because money doesn't have a name. Right. And when it comes to your brand, you know, it's nice that integrity is great, but you have to also sometimes really alter what you're doing to make sure what you're doing is appealing to the artist. Cater to your audience. Yeah, for example, too, I hate when people think all I do is soul food. And I'm like, have you seen my repertoire? You know, I don't want to pull out a resume, but it's I don't just do that. So when you come to my establishment, my private dining situation, you might get something that you might have that's fried down into the side. It might be steamed or sauteed. Right. It's going to have a great quality product, but it's just I have to appeal to more than just this type of audience because this type of audience isn't my only seller. People are waiting on you to get to the next level. That's just what we were talking about earlier, and I was telling Josh that, you know, one of the things that I was kind of scared about when I started doing makeup is I was always leery about painting people outside of my ethnic background. Yeah. I would get a model from, I used to do fashion shows and stuff like that, and I would get a model and they would sit a Spanish girl or a Caucasian girl in front of me, and I would be like, what do I do? But it's no different. It's really no different. How you cooked the shrimp yesterday is no different from how you cook the shrimp today. Really, it's no different, and it's just finding, you know, tweaking it, like you said. Tweaking it to meet and cater to the audience in which you have. You put so much into your brand because it's your baby. Yeah. I've been spending every dollar, everything I got, all my free time. I was even and you get to the point too where sometimes you're frustrated because I was to the point even with even though this is a launch party for the official website and you know for me to be the booking agent online and things like that with the lash side, I was starting to get really frustrated because a lot of people were doing what I was doing, and I'm like, God, why it looks so easy for them and I'm having such a hard time? I got the resources, I got the money, I'm calling, trying to find this, trying to find out how to do that. And it was kind of like, well, you went around and you did it this way and they cut a corner. But your result and the packaging is going to be so much different, so much more of quality, so much more personal because the way that I'm setting up my packages is not
just something that I ordered from AliExpress. No, I straight up designed. Yeah, no, for real. Shout out, because you're doing your thing. But it's like, I designed this. I took my time. I put my blood, sweat, and my frustration into this. And so when you finally have a baby and it comes to life, it's like, when I finally saw my sleeves after a month and a half of not knowing how I'm gonna order these boxes, what I want them to look like, nobody's getting back.
You about to cry on the phone.
I was like, nobody was getting back in touch with me, and then when I finally got them boxes, I was like, yo.
And another thing I've learned to do with like what we're talking about with the whole sleeves is to celebrate the small victories.
Right.
And you can't despise small beginnings, because some things, when you learn to have an attitude of gratitude about the little things, the big things will come, because it shows that you're appreciative to what
of the process.
Yes, you gotta appreciate the process, because it's not always easy. A lot of times you want to give up. There's some times, and I realized too, once I started to have the attitude of gratitude and celebrate the small victories, I never go without.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times too, when I start feeling like I feel like discouraged about something, I find someone who's going through something, and I find a way to sow into them, because when you have a need, you sow a seed. And so when I see that about certain things, if it's a financial situation or I see something not working out, I look through my Rolodex of people. I say, who can I be a blessing to? Because when you be a blessing to someone else, you start seeing somebody's looking the same way to be a blessing to you in a greater way.
I'm telling you, it's those times where something you need right in your face, and it's like, oh snap, and not that you were really dependent on, it comes out of nowhere, and that's where your faith, that's where your faith is activated, and you're like, oh my goodness, I did this out of the kindness of my heart, just because I know that I saw a need in them, and then all of a sudden, here go your needs met. And it doesn't always have to be financial. It could be something super small as I needed an extra chair for something, and here it go, opened up, boom,
And that's the truth. So and we'll wrap up with this last final question. How does faith play a role in your business?
Faith plays a major role in everything. I mean, not just the business, but like literally everything I do, because if we, faith without works is dead, obviously. And at the end of the day, if I walk around just having this negative attitude of, oh, well, if I got discouraged and frustrated and I really gave up, then at the end of the day, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And look at how many doors can be opened from us having this conversation, from us having covenant connections, from me just knowing other people and us being able to connect. So I feel like as long as I have faith in what I'm doing and I step out there and I'm like, you know what, all right, that didn't work out, but I'm going to figure out a way to make this happen, or God supply the resources so that I could do what I need to do here and, make whatever I need to happen. At the end of the day, it's going to always work out. It's going to work together for the good.
And it's so true. And once you start to realize that you're not the source, I'm a funnel.
Right.
I'm a funnel, because I'm used to get whatever good stuff that's from me, good stuff that's from God or wherever you believe in, because everyone believes in God.
Right.
The good stuff from Him, who I believe in, to bring it out to somebody else. Because at the end of the day, too, is if our gifts really aren't about us, it's about helping somebody else out. Why would He let us go without?
Right.
Why would He let us lack? Why would He let us be insufficient?
And that's why we have.
And we're gonna always have,
stuff.
Like I stopped worrying about little stuff.
No, seriously, it's good stuff. I could go on about this forever, because even in the time when we were talking about when I got blessed out, I wasn't working, and let's be real, I had a whole car note, other bills. Yeah, I was still living with my parents or whatever the case may be, but literally the bills are real, and they come, and they don't care what you have going on. So, and they got to be paid. But here we are. The makeup picked up, this picked up, that picked up. I'm like, and you don't even know it was waiting on you. We joke about this all the time. Me and one of my best friends, you wouldn't even know that I wasn't working. You wouldn't even know. And my car note was like $700 a month, mind you, at the time. And New York State unemployment or whatever the case, it's just like, really, am I gonna be all right? But I was all right, and God made a way.
And it's just, and I'll wrap up with this whole situation too, because I think about my job. People say, you got a good job. Why you leaving? What you gonna do about health benefits? What you gonna do about this? What you gonna do about this? I'm like,
we'll figure it out.
I want you to mind your business, first thing. That's the first thing I want you to do. Mind your business. Mind your blank business, actually.
Oh, God.
But it's not a mean thing. It's just that, and that's why when God is moving with faith, you have to watch who's around you, who's really sowing seeds into your life.
Their negative will weigh on your back.
And when it's like, that wasn't even my concern anyway.
Nope.
You know,
I'm
and
doing
it's just
it.
like, I have never went without, and it's just like my money game has increased. Like my savings has went up. Because when then too, I realized that I'm starting to save more. I'm being more conscious about what I'm doing. And I'm realizing that it's just like, I'm excited about this whole next phase of my life, because I'm like, this morning I woke up, every day I'm waking up and I have time to wake up. You know, because you have time to wake up sometimes.
Right, you rushing.
Like you rushing, you know, like, and you start to not take time with like your health. You know, this morning I got a chance to like, you know, work out some, but you know, get my little stomach down. So, you know, but it's just the truth is just like, you know, you start to realize that when you are always in a rush or not really focusing on what you have to do, it seemed like you
life passed you by,
and you miss on so many opportunities.
Yeah.
And I refuse in 2019 to let anything that's meant for me to not go to me.
Hello, that
like,
part.
excuse me, let me pass that back, please. No, that was mine, cuz. Let me see that back.
I'm not done.
It's my. I need to really.
All 2019, and for the rest of your life, not for nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, everything that we do is about making sure that we can.
So you booked them busy.
Nah.
Phones ringing, watches ringing. Hello? Hello?
They ain't about nothing. She don't want nothing. But at the end of the day, it's all about networking. It's all about who you know. It's all about activating your faith to make things happen and just trusting that it's going to come through.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to thank everybody for watching the conversation with Chef Jay. But let's tell people how they can reach you, how they can. Let's talk about the launch party. Let's get all that information out there.
Yeah, so I want you guys to come out Sunday, March 24th. I'm going to be at Madame Amelia's Photography and Makeup Studio in Bayonne on Avenue E. Don't mock me on the actual address because it slips my mind at the moment. But 3 to 7. The tickets are the event is going to be. The tickets can be purchased through Eventbrite. You can also purchase the day of the event at the door. The ticket price includes one style of lash, and then if obviously you want to buy another pair, you're more than welcome. They'll be $10 the day of the launch.
So I get a pair of lashes if I come?
You get a pair of lashes, and you can give them to your boo, whoever wants. Whosoever will can have a pair of BMR lashes. And it's gonna be a good time. I got light refreshments. I got a DJ. Chef Josh is.
You got refreshments? You didn't tell me that.
I do got. No. It ain't nothing crazy. We just gonna do some cheese and crackers and some grapes and things like that.
Don't look for no chicken.
No, don't look for no chicken because I don't got time. I'm already busy. But we're gonna do that. You can hit me up on IG. My IG handle is BMR_beauty. And yeah. You can the official launch is going to be on that day, so you won't be able to book me through the website until then. But until then, you can hit me up. You can call me. We'll make sure you get all my info.
All right, so I appreciate you coming by, bro.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
So and just leaving with this. Just remember that you have a purpose and that you're designed for something. So take time to find it.
Make sure you do.